Hello everybody, I'm Lars. So, last time, as we all remember, I said I wanted to become a better 3D modeler by learning rigging and animation. I also said I'm doing this because I'm interested in working on video games, and I hope to work for a AAA studio someday. I also said my project will be based on findings and feedback, so here's what we'll do. First, I'll address my findings, then the feedback from last time, and then we'll talk about where I'm going in the near future. So, what are my findings since last time? If we look at this traditional workflow structure for 3D animation, I would say I'm on the rigging step right now. I've already practiced the other steps before this one in my previous year, but I'm not by any means a master yet, obviously. Anyway, I'm trying to understand the rigging aspect right now, but it's still a little too early to show any personal work yet, as I'm not working directly with my own models at the moment. But yeah, hopefully sometime soon I will be able to implement them into this process, but for now I will leave them out. Now allow me to elaborate a little bit more. Since last time, I found this rigging tutorial on lynda.com. It's some hours long and the guy is very talented, so I just follow it slavishly. Or at least I try to. There is a small difference in our version, making it somewhat trickier to copy it step by step. However, these tutorials point out a lot of interesting things I didn't know when it comes to 3D rigging. Some of the important aspects take place before you even start to rig. When modeling characters for animation, it's often good practice in separating the head and body. I didn't know that. The reason for this is because it makes the models easier to manage and animate, especially if I'm passing on my model to a coworker. A second aspect I need to control better is my own topology. I thought it was fine last year, but there are definitely things that can be done better. And last but not least, there are also other general details to worry about, like leaving more room inside of the mouth than what I used to do. This is a good thing if I want characters to talk and so on, but those are more technical aspects that you can learn by watching the tutorials yourself, if you like. But with that out of the way, let's talk about the feedback from last time. Lars, you lazy slob, be more specific about your goals. Christina. No, that's not what she said, but she said the goals for this year's studio project is too broad, obviously, and it doesn't have a clear estimation of, well, anything. Which is a fair point. However, I couldn't be any more specific last time because I didn't know the specifics of rigging before now. I also didn't know what skinning was back then, which is actually the next step and is kind of a big deal. That said, I now have a better understanding of what I'm doing and I can actually start making better goals based on the new information. But before I discuss my new goal, I said I would discuss some of the feedback I got last time first, so let's do that. I will also use this time as part of my question round, because I don't do Skype calls on studio days. It's nothing personal, I just lag way too much to hear any of the actual feedback, and I spend too much time guessing what's being said, and I don't reply correctly to what's being said, so... But yeah, feel free to comment afterwards, even on forum or message me, but I don't know how well I can answer by just typing. So, question 1. What sort of animation style are you going for? Well, first I would like to point out that it's for video games, but I can say that the specific animation style that I want to practice is a mix between superhero comic books and cartoons with European and North American influence. Personally, I'm not so interested in hyper-realistic mocap right now, although I think it's a very great tool. Is your plan to do facial rigging as well? Well, my original plan was to find some good-looking tutorials and replicate them. The tutorial I mentioned above does include facial rigging, so yes, I am practicing facial rigging. Are you planning to address more advanced tools? Well, so far it's me, ZBrush, and 3ds Max. Since my last presentation, I have also studied this year's Unity and Unreal Engine. Long story short, I think I will go with the Unreal Engine because it is so ridiculously easy to understand. Once you boot it up. It's better at holding my hand while I focus on other things like rigging, so yeah. Anyway, it's just a random tip I felt like sharing because I know I would have liked to hear that myself. So, last but not least, what is your personal interest in rigging? Do you expect to accomplish beginner level skills, intermediate, or even advanced? Well, I did explain some of this last time, but here's a recap. I'm not fascinated by rigging, but it's an important aspect of understanding detailed 3D modeling. So, I would say I'm aiming for an advanced skill level, but right now it depends on what learning material I find and what I'm capable of. It's also more of a lifestyle choice where I will keep on learning more about rigging even as I'm done with Norov. It's just something to consider when making models. So, based on the findings and feedback, what sort of short-term goal can I set for myself? Okay, so my next goal will be having created and rigged my own custom bipedal model by next time. Yeah, I think that'll be it. Okay, seriously, that's way too much talk from me. Thank you guys for listening, you've been great. Take care.